every day I love her just a little bit more, and she loves me the same.
You're
And
in
she
tune
wants
to the
me.
Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean. You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean. Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on the Powerhouse Radio station are those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other hosts or advertisers. The show, found on the Powerhouse Radio station, can promote any lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or other personal practice. These shows are for entertainment purposes only and are not intended to treat, diagnose, and or claim any cure of disease or conditions. Opinions stated by various contributors to the Powerhouse Radio and its programming are not to be considered as endorsed by the Powerhouse Radio station. Visitors are urged to use their own discernment to draw their own conclusion. We emphasize the importance of keeping an open mind.
WAKP, Victorious 89.1.
Your unity in the community.
Yeah. You listen to the sounds of DJ Fourth Quarter in your ear right now. If you're in your car, if you're at home, if you're on your phone, let's gripe, baby.
Driving home and you're feeling kind of tired. Hey, radio play the same thing every day. So you need a little switch in your life. Traffic got you jammed up every night. Tune in to Powerhouse. Wednesday, 7 to 9, you need to check them out. I promise I ain't trying to hype, but one good listen tonight, it might change your life. So what's the name of the show? When you need something to just ride to on the go. Or you might be home, so log on. You can even dial in on your phone. I promise that you're gonna love it. Just try it one time, it'll blow your mind. Now I'ma say it just one more time. Every Wednesday from 7 to 9.
Let's gripe. Let's gripe. Let's gripe. Let's gripe.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. It is Wednesday, June 28th. Welcome to Let's Gripe at the PowerhouseRadio.com. It's your girl, Tonia, and we got...
It's your boy, MG, in here. What's up, what's up?
What's up? Mckenna might pop in. However, MG.
What up?
The month is almost over.
Almost over.
Where did June like came and left?
I know. And now we're about to have the 4th of July, which is crazy.
I'm just saying, like, the children just got out of school in the South towards the end of May.
Right.
And I'm already feeling like they're getting ready to go
back. It's time to start prepping.
I'm just saying. Hey, Miss Butterfly. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hey, guys, please like, share, and subscribe. Listen, tell your friend so they can tell another friend and a friend and a friend, because guess what? We're here every Wednesday. We try our best to keep up with everything. But, MG, we got some things to talk about tonight. I don't even know where to start. Don't know where to start. Where you want to start at? The draft. Oh, my goodness. I did enjoy it, though. It was really good seeing
you watch?
Them young men.
Oh, you watched some of it?
Yes, I did. Of the twins, I'm very, very, very proud of them. In our backyard. I love it. I'm just, I can't call the names and all, remember where they went, but it's amazing. And now I see why a lot of people is so look forward to it every year, because it's like, wow. So kudos to those parents, especially the single parents, that really stick in there, hang in there with their young ones to make it there. Kudos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't get a chance. I didn't watch the draft, but of course, we knew who the first overall pick was going to be, and he went where everybody thought he was going to go. But it's very interesting to see what NBA players do. But it was cool though. It was cool. You're on mute, Tony.
I was saying hi to Nakai.
What up?
Tuning in.
Her and Miss Butterfly. What's up?
I mean, you know, you guys, thank you. You know, we have the silent listeners who just listen and don't chat. So thank you guys for tuning in every week and being faithful to the powerhouseradio.com and Let's Gripe. So, of course, MG, I'm telling you. So over the weekend, did you hear about the mother and the 14-year-old in Chicago that was charged with murder?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I think Mckenna might be running late because she really need to be here because she probably going to have to correct some things and my feelings, what I said. She might be had to really be the voice of reason. But I'm just saying, I don't know. Do you want to take it? Because I got a lot to say.
Well, I mean, if you got a lot to say, I could probably piggyback off what you're saying. If you got a lot to say, go ahead and start it off then.
Oh, man. I want to speak to his mother.
Okay.
I want to speak to his grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
Reason why I said, see, because I can't speak to him because he's no longer here.
Okay.
But I need to speak to his mom. I really do. So for everyone that's listened, I can't say you haven't heard, but probably you didn't, you know, because sometimes the news be depressing, so I get it. But there was this young man went to a takeout restaurant to get some food. You know, when you around the way, you know that kind of neighborhood living. And a young lady, same thing. You know, you got them spots that be open late at night and they food be good. So when he gets some food, don't know exactly what ensued that argument. But there was an argument. And she's one of them, oh, you're not going to talk to me like that. Okay, she got an answer. So he coming at her, she going back. But then apparently he seems to be one of those boy that don't like to hear a woman tell you something, tell you what to do, whatever. So he decided, like, at this point, he didn't even want to talk anymore. So he just started to say, you know what? If you say one more word, I'ma knock you. Da-da-da-da-da-da. She just like me. Well, I'm going to say another 2 words. The way this boy hit this woman, the first hit that he gave her, he almost fell. I mean, he almost fell.
You tried to take her out.
That anger that was in this boy, I have to call him a boy. I can't call him a man. I'm sorry, I just can't. If it was mine, I would be like, boy. But all this strength and energy that this young man used to hit this grown woman that probably could have been his older sister. You know, some of us young parents, we probably be near his mama. But not once. But he went in twice. I mean, he hit this woman so hard. I mean, I felt it before I heard what happened, the end result of it. I felt every hit. I was like, oh my goodness, he hit a woman like that? But she was licensed to carry. Her son, from what I see, I heard it said, go in the car. So it sounded like her son came at the door. So it looked like the son knew what was going on. And he knew his mother had a gun because she likes to carry, because apparently she's some kind of security or whatever. So he came out with the gun, had the gun in his pocket, in his hoodie. And she saw him at the door and she said, go back in the car. This dude like, go back in the car. You say one more word. And he carried on. That's when he gave that first hit. And he went into more. The 14-year-old man. See how that went, MG? The 14-year-old man took that gun out and shot this young man to defend his mother. The mother was so mad at her because I could imagine the pain and everything. And there was other men in the restaurant. They ran out. She was so upset. She was like, he was running out. She's going to kill him. And her son ran after him and shot him because they said the other guy ended up having a gun in the car. So he could have been going for the gun. Who knows? I guess he's going to have to send it down in the message. But he was killed. And I got to honestly say, I don't feel sorry for him. I don't.
No, I mean not at all. I mean I feel bad for the situation because the situation had to happen in the way that it had to happen. And I was just trying to think to myself, like, what did she do and say to be like, you know what? I'm just gonna fight this woman right here in this restaurant. I'm not gonna fight. I'm trying to hurt her. You know what I mean? Like I'm just trying to figure it out. Like, what was going on? You know, because it just seemed like a crazy sequence of events for two people who didn't know each other at all. You know what I mean? If it was like his old lady or something like that, he'd be like, oh, that's what he do. That's what he do to her. But like just a stranger, just to be like, you know what? He don't know if her man was, right there at the corner, and obviously her son was there and had something on him. But we did find out that all charges were dropped against him, which is good because originally they wanted to charge him with murder. And from my understanding now, they are suing the police department. I don't know about that part, but I don't know the details of what the police department did as far as everything goes. But yeah, man, it was just a crazy situation. It's unfortunate that 14-year-old boy had to do that. We don't know what his psyche is like after that. Where he is mentally. Just imagine having to be 14 years old and having to pull a gun and actually shoot someone. What up, Mckenna?
What's going on?
Nothing much.
And Mckenna, she had to jump in here. She was like, wait, I think I heard my name called. I gotta be here. I gotta be here.
Yeah, we're just talking about the 14-year-old and the mother shooting the guy in the I guess whatever restaurant and place it was. And I was just saying how unfortunate it was that a 14-year-old had to experience that. Not only someone putting hands on his mother in the way that guy did, but also having to be the person to do something about it. You know what I mean? And I hope going forward that I don't know if it's me and a father and whoever is in his family and his mother get together and try to get him some counseling. Even though he may say like he's good, I hope they get him some counseling. But I won't take too much time on it. I want to go ahead and hear what Mckenna has to say about it. What you got for us, Mckenna?
I mean, I don't have much to add other than just the ongoing trauma that the family is going to experience, after this event. There are a lot of people that have comments about it from both sides, but it's just another example of why can't we just all get along? What happened to peace? And there's just still room to build relationships and for people to manage their fears, their aggressions, their insecurities, their doubts, their issues, and their own mental illness and wellness and their views on other people. I mean, I think it's just a snapshot, and it's just a reflection of where we are in these United States of America and where our culture really is. And it's just a reminder that, there's still work for the individual and the community to do so that these issues just eradicate themselves and they don't happen. Like, why do we still have to talk about this type of scenario? It should be something that is so foreign, but it's really still our reality. And it's unfortunate and it's sad and it's disheartening. And I hope the conversation just continues, and I hope that there's some real change and that we pivot from, having to address this type of response and reaction because of what was provoked and promoted, and the ignorance that we still hold on to, in this most industrialized country in the world, so to speak.
What I was saying before you jumped on, Mckenna, was that I would like to talk to his mother. Because if he has so much anger towards a woman that he never met before, can you imagine the anger that he has at home? But then when they did say that he had a long record. And one of his ex-girlfriend, they said he beat her so bad, like almost you couldn't recognize her.
Well, that's not surprising.
It's not. It's definitely not surprising.
And it kind of reminds me of, remember, maybe, and you know, time escapes me, maybe last year this time, there was a video of a young child, maybe 13, maybe 15-year-old boy who the mom said no about something, took away PlayStation, something, I can't remember exactly what it was. And that child like destroyed the entire apartment. And we were like, what? Like that child literally destroyed the entire apartment. People were, before people understood the backstory, people were going in on the mom, like, how could you let your child do this? And blah, 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 blah. So, you know, it kind of reminds me, I know this is a completely different story, but it just reminds me of the rage and the violence that young people still hold on to and they have. And what do we do with it? And how do we help them? And how do we not sugarcoat it at a young age, but really get them the support and the help that they need? How do we teach them to manage their anger and express how they feel in a non-violent way? And why don't we spend more energy and effort and time addressing it versus come in here, child, and sit down somewhere? And you know how we've seen people address it. There are some young people out there who really are harboring and holding on to and dealing with an immense amount of pressure and anger and guilt and resentment and ferociousness. And when we see it explode, then we have all these questions. But usually things don't just start. It's just an outburst of things that have been manifesting for a while. And we just see this product, but we don't see, you know, the build up to the explosion. So tragic, sad.
Hey, Kim, how are you? So, and that's what I'm saying as a parent. I don't know what I would have done if I had a child that had severe, well, yes, I do, severe anger issues. Because, yeah, a lot of counseling and what I can do as a parent. But a lot of times it comes from parents thinking, okay, they're not there for their children. Some of them are young parents, so they're not there. They're still trying to hang out and party and do all that, etc. So the children basically is raising their self. So there is some animosity because they didn't get the love that they need growing up. A lot of times, especially when you hear about men that beats women, sometimes that's what they grew up seeing in their home. And then sometimes they abuse their own sibling or mother. The thing about this whole situation is that you just felt that you can do that to someone you totally don't know. And there were grown men, like old men in this. So I'm not saying that you were supposed to intervene and jump in, but you could have even said, y'all cut it out. Yeah. Come on, let's be nice. You know, I mean, a lot of people don't want to intervene. I get it. I mean, I probably would not intervene as well. However, but to run. Few men in the store, you could at least be like, man, nah, don't hit her. Don't hit her. Because most likely them men don't even turn around and fight another man. They normally won't fight another man like how they would fight a woman. So like you said, social media was on it. Like there are people who are on two different sides. Oh, they didn't have to kill him. Oh, etc. She should have shut. No, it was me. I wouldn't have shut up, and it could have been me. Because who are you? And speaking on that, today doing work, I had a son call. Son was very rude. He just called with attitude. And he was like, Mom, take the phone. I'm like, you talking to your mom like that? So the mom came and got the phone and was doing whatever. And then mom gave him back the phone. And he was being so rude. Y'all, I couldn't take it. I said, put your mother on the phone. This man was in his 20s, y'all. I told him, I said, no, you would not speak to me that way. Put your mother on the phone. I dismissed him so bad. And I even when I was finished dealing with the woman, I said, all right, you take care. You be safe now. I wanted her to give me a cue. Do I need to call 911? He just seemed so abusive as well. And I couldn't imagine it. I mean, just angry from the start. What? I said, no. I said, you're not going to talk to me that way. I said, put your mother on the phone. You would have thought I was talking to a 13-year-old. And it's just, and that brought up the weekend incident, because it's like, where are these young men getting these anger from? Where? So we might have to do a little research on that, because this is a forever conversation. But men, women, our listeners, if you are raising sons, please. I told mine, I said, treat a woman the way you would want someone to treat me, your grandmother, your auntie, anyone. Treat a woman the way you would want a man to treat me, number one. I'm just saying, so to all the mothers out there, single or couples raising sons and daughter, please start at home, because when they get a certain age, it's too late.
Yeah.
That's my take on that.
Yeah, well, it seems like they may have solved a few things in that case, in that situation, by releasing them. And we'll stay tuned for, like, I know they bringing forth a lawsuit. So we'll stay tuned for that. Does anybody have any gripes?
So I have two. One is technology. I was two gripes. Yes, one is just technology. I couldn't get in. My technology was just having its own moment. And then the second one, this isn't really a gripe. This is just more of an observation. It's clearly summer, as evidenced by the children running through yards and having a good time. So, it doesn't really bother me because it's summertime and I get it. You want to be out, you want to be free. They've been out here with this water hose 2 days in a row, just spraying up sidewalks and just unsupervised. And I'm just like, okay, have fun, make a memory. Because, in childhood, you have those memories where you're like, don't you remember when we used to run through people's yard and we used to turn on the water hose when nobody was looking and spray up the cats that were walking by? So these kids are having a good time. And this morning, I actually got up early and I had a late start today. I didn't have to be in till later today. So I actually took a morning walk. And it was nice outside this morning. And as I was walking, there was a young boy, 9 at the most. I'm going to give him 9 at the most, walking by himself with a cell phone. And I'm like, where is this young man going at 7 o'clock in the morning down the street with a cell phone? Did he get evicted? Did his mom say, go down to so-and-so's house? Like, in my mind, it was one of those, go down to so-and-so's house because you're going to stay there for all day. And he was walking like he didn't want to be up or bothered or go where he was supposed to go. And so I had some concern, but I said, let me not touch him or reach out to him because, usually kids are, told not to talk to strangers. So I just said a quick prayer that he gets to his destination safely and that when he gets there, everything is the way it's supposed to be. But yeah, there was this, like 9 at the most, maybe 8, walking down the street at 7 o'clock in the morning, looking like he didn't want to be outside, mad at the world. So he really had that I just got evicted look, like my mama just kicked me out and I got to go down here to these people's house all day and hopefully I'll have some fun. Like he just looked so pitiful. It was like, oh, bless he hearts. So
and you know what, that you said that, it's not like back in the days when you had camps and there was so much government funded camps that you were able to go, like from what I think 8, 9 in the morning to about 3. Because honey, coming from New Jersey, we sure took advantage of it, honey. We went to those until we aged out at 13. And I was trying to stay 12 for another year. Because it was fun.
I mean, it's a good point, Tonia, because I remember going to visit my grandmother for the summer, and my aunt was like, "Okay, then you have two choices: this one or this one." And they would literally drop us off around 8, like you said, on the way to work. And we had activities. I remember the brown sack lunch, and around 3:30. You walked over to cousin so-and-so's house, and then by 5:30, your aunt was picking you up, or you'd be at grandma's house or something. So now camps cost a lot of money. They're like, I don't know, $150 a week. It's like daycare. So I don't know if the funding disappeared or what happened to it, or if they just don't have the free ones. But I think you make a good point, because I do remember there were a lot of free or reduced options, like $40. $50 at the most, but now they start at like $120. And if you have 2 or 3 of them, paying $300 a week is a bite in the pocket for a lot of parents. So it's interesting, like, how do parents plan for the summer? Like, is that conversation had, like, what are these kids going to do? Where are they going to go? Because the other piece is kids need to be stimulated. I was reading an article 3-4 days ago, and they were saying about how much they lose over the summer. Like, they literally lose about 30% of what they learned. And so when they come back in the fall, if you had a child who was already a C student, that's going to put them at a D behind the curve, because they're already losing 20%, 30% of what they were supposed to retain. So our kids, I'll say our kids, our community, our kids, they need to read during the summer. They need to do spelling. They need to do a little math and problem solving. They really need to continue to build on the skills that they attain during the year. And summer school is not necessarily a punishment. It's an opportunity to hone in on some skills, sharpen some skills. In some places, summer school is free. Some places you have to pay for it. And so I know I was speaking to one of my cousins in Florida. I'm like, well, what are the grandkids doing? She was like, they're both going to summer school, one because they need to, and one because it's something to do, and it's free. I was like, okay, I get it. And at least they have something to do for 5 hours a day. It's just like 5 hours. It's not all day. But what are the kids doing this summer? What's the summer plan like? And how are we keeping our kids stimulated, educated, and interested in learning, during these 6-8 weeks?
Well, that's what I was saying. The same thing is that the summer camps not being available, like even for low income family, even because I think my mom had to pay like $10 per child to register. I mean, we had the brown bag lunch with the bologna and that bologna. Back in the day, bologna was good. It was really good, y'all. Right? I'm just saying. Even that, you remember the school pizza? That was the best pizza. Okay, so let me not go back in the days on the school brown bag lunch, because they was the bomb. But I mean, we had fun, and it wasn't even about the food. It was like we went. You still get to hang out with your classmates, or you met new people from different areas. But you went out. You went to the zoo. You went to the museum. You even went to like amusement parks. You went to the beach, and I think that's something that maybe, I think that should be revisited again, because I think maybe keeping the kids occupied, and even like some parents, unfortunately, they're not financially able, especially a family of 5, to take their children on a summer vacation. So it's a lot of time their vacation, like Mckenna was saying, they're out there playing with the hose. From the city, they turn down that fire hydrant because there's not a local pool. So it's one of those things, because I even said to my nephew, I said, so what you plan to do for the summer? Like, I'm going to go to Jersey. Okay, but how about you go get a job? Why don't you do something? Lazy as anything. So I said, what happened to want to make money? To keep money in your pocket. So again, they spoil. They're spoiled. 9 years old walking with a cell phone. You couldn't even touch your mother's cordless phone back in my days. So people is not understanding that, and they don't understand the whole concept of it. I gotta say that I incorporated a lot of things that I grew up with. Camp, mines had the opportunity for camp, going on trips, those things, and a lot of times it wasn't costly if you budget for it. But see, now all the airlines got buy here, pay later. And trust me, you can tell the ones who buy now and pay later. I'm just saying. I said it. I did, Mckenna. I did. MG, I said it. But I got a gripe. It's hot.
What you got for us? What you got for us?
It's so hot. By the time I walk out the front door and go to the car to put something in the car, and I got to come back in the house, I have to change my shirt. The whole shirt, y'all.
Listen, it is definitely hot as summer. I don't think we've had a hot summer like this in a while, so we forgot about it. I mean, I was looking at Texas and Oklahoma, like some of these states had 108 and 9 and 10 degrees. I was talking to a coworker, and they were saying that their parents live in the Texas area where it reached like 108, and their AC went out. And they were concerned for their parents, but the dad had a generator, so they were able to stay cool long enough for the repairman to come and, for 2 days. And so, I mean, I was telling somebody the other day, Lord, please, I don't want to hear any dogs dying in the car. I don't want to hear any children dying in the car, because we know that it's not uncommon this time of year to hear of pets dying because they were left in the car, and babies dying because they were, or young toddlers dying. So we really just pray that people keep their wits about them. It's interesting how, like, these new cars, if you rented a car or have a newer car, they have a sensor alert that reminds you to look behind you to see if you have a child. Because I'm like, what is that noise for? Oh, that's for me to remember to look behind me to see if I have a child back there. That's what that alert is for. And I was like, okay, so we need reminders. We're that busy, but hey, if that's what we need, then, I'm for it. But I really, really hope that this year we'll have a year free of, babies being left in the car during work hours and, suffocating or being smothered or having heat stroke, and that people stay hydrated. So like I said, I wasn't really mad about those kids playing with the hose. I was like, okay, I get it. It's hot out here. Y'all need something to do. Somebody went and hooked it up. I don't even know if it was their hose. They just figured it out and just started spraying us. And I'm just looking out the window, I felt like the old lady looking out the window, trying to see. I was like, what is all this ruckus going on? So I, took my laptop with me and walked over to the window. I'm like, okay, I see y'all having a good time out here. I don't know whose hose that is, but just put it back by the end of the day, because somebody's going to be looking for it. Somebody's going to be looking for it.
So Nakaya said this generation is lazy. They don't want to do anything, honey. Yes, you said it. They are. They don't want to do nothing. They don't want to work for nothing. But they better get it together, because, honey, they're going to be broke. And it's just going to be more crimes, I'm just saying. But yes, it is so hot. I said, the summer just started. I said, and it's just already hot. So I just go in and I take care of what I got to take care, and I come back in. I'm not feeling it. It's too hot. I feel like a cat. If you're wet, how you spray the water on the cat, how the cat act. That's how I feel when it comes to the heat.
Some of that sweat is good for you sometimes. Not the heat, the sweat, though.
Depends
Not
on what
the heat.
It depends on what causes the sweat. I'm saying. It just depends on what.
So speaking of sweat, I was on the University of TikTok yesterday, and there was a commentator who was talking about the EBT awards. So apparently the BET awards came on yesterday or the night before, and the person who was commentating said that there was just this level of ratchetness that was annoying, unsettling. Like, how do we get here? What happened to this event being, you dress up and you go sit down? People twerking in front of gospel singer Bobby Jones, and they were like, she probably didn't even know who he was and never heard of him. So
hold on. Are you talking about Spice?
Talking about?
Are you talking about Spice doing the twerk?
I don't know if it was somebody in the audience.
No. It was somebody named Red or something.
Red.
Something to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I peeped it a little bit too, and it was I think it's just it's a boom of, I guess I call them rap artists. It's a big boom of them, and it didn't seem like I mean, it probably was somewhere in there. It just seemed like a lot of R&B was on the ticket.
Mm-hmm. I noticed. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What
I
do
saw
people
about
say?
20 minutes of it, and I was like, okay. Maybe I'm aged out of BET. So I had a couple of thoughts. I wonder when when Medea and Tyler Perry actually take over BET, will there be a shift to bring some of the Black? Because I even forgot that it was called Black Excellence TV. Like, I forgot the actual name. Somebody reminded me. Like, will there be a return to the excellence focus, and where we have an opportunity just to pivot a little bit? Like, R&B has its place in our culture. R&B has its place in our culture, but when we are at an award show, do we have to represent R&B, or can we represent the excellent side of ourselves? Because sometimes we do what we do to get where we want to go, so that way we can come back and give back and do other things. So I'm just wondering, like, will there be that shift in the space of these award shows and what we celebrate as excellence and what we celebrate or acknowledge as hip hop? Or are we just in this place where we just want to cuss and twerk and talk about, I can't cuss on the air, and talk about WAPs and things like that.
Well,
the filter work. Woo, the filter work. Woo, yes.
So Busta Rhymes, he received the Lifetime Achievement Award, and that's what he said. He said we got to bring it back. He was saying a lot of the stuff and singing about sex, drugs, crime, things like that. He was saying we gotta take it back. We gotta bring it back. So he did touch on that as well. And the thing is that, again, it stems from the new generation. They are really trying to make a, what is that word I'm looking for? Statement. But their statement is, it's not coming out the right way, and it's not even a good look. Did we touch on it last week with that young lady who graduated? She didn't get to finish saying her whole name, her 30 name long, and she pulled the mic out of the professor's hand. I think we touched on that last week.
Did y'all? Maybe before I got on. I don't remember that.
But first she was thinking like, no, I was gonna say my name. I was gonna get my moment. I was gonna shine. Sweetheart, you are gonna shine, but not in the right way. Because guess what? You're gonna be that girl when you go to an interview. You're gonna be that girl. Do I want you to come and work for this company? Because we don't put your full 20 name on your pay stub.
Is that what that was over?
Yeah, but she didn't get to say her name. She didn't get to say her full name. She didn't get her moment. That is why she almost broke, or she could have had this professor could have fell, and she's elder. They're easy to break hips and bones at a certain age. She could have really hurt this woman. I did not agree with it. I did not see anything cute in it. It's like, no. And I hope they might not remember the middle, the 29 names, but the first name, they're gonna remember that. And when they do, don't feel away when you don't get calls for interviews or get called back when they realize that it was you. You didn't make a statement. You just messed yourself up. It's too much. So this new generation, they are they're doing too much. And they're trying to, like I said, set a trend, but it's not a good trend. So I'm so glad that I don't even have to be in that generation line with them. So yeah, Nakai said that she fell asleep with Busta Rhymes was talking for 30 minutes. Yeah, that's what we Jamaicans do a lot of times. We gotta thank everybody. We gotta talk about everything. We just gotta nip everything in the bud. I mean, yeah, that's what we do. Yep, we do that all the time.
Really quickly though, shout out to them A-Town boys, the Migos who came back together for that night. Who most people thought was heartwarming. You know, they had been kind of, you know, I guess what we call beefing a little bit, and you know, haven't been
But
on the
look what
same
brought them
page.
back together. It shouldn't
Yeah.
have to take that. It shouldn't have to take that to bring anyone back together.
Well, I mean that happens sometimes though, but it was definitely good to see them together performing and stuff because it felt right, and then it made you again reminder of how sad the situation was. Where a young man lost his life over something that you know.
Yeah,
Since,
not even
you know,
called for it. Exactly.
yeah. So, but that was a good highlight for me. You know, I didn't watch the show. I typically go probably do my little YouTube thing, you know, and watch a clip or two or something like that. But that was another highlight that I watched. Now, one of the things that we talk about real quickly when we can move on, this young female rap scene is definitely it's a lot of them. It's a lot of them, and these fans are wild. Fans don't like none of them. I think what's her name? Lotto, Clayco's finest. she won.
Oh, she
She won
from
an award.
Playco. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, listen, I don't know nothing about her. Don't ask me what she. Don't even ask me what she sings because I probably don't know that either.
Yeah.
She remade the Mariah Carey song. I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about. It's probably not appropriate for this show.
Okay. Well, I'll Google it. Never mind. Mm-hmm.
Something about big energy. Some
Okay.
other words supplemented in there.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, but that's her song. So you know, with Mariah Carey, so she won an award too. But those are the highlights that I saw, man. A couple other people here and there, but what's up?
You can't leave the Jamaicans out. Busta Rhymes brought the family out. He brought Dexter Dack out, but I didn't like the song. Like Dexter Dack is one of like the top artists in Jamaica. Love him, honey. But honey, I didn't like the song that he chose.
You didn't
to
like
sing.
the song?
He didn't. Yeah, it was like. And then when Spice came out, you know, she came out with her ratchetness. You know, everybody knew her because she just so ratchet and stuff. But I was like, okay, he representing. Let me see. What did you feel about Spice's performance in tribute to Busta? See, that's what we talking about. Powerhouse.
Uh-oh.
She did her signature. Her signature is, as we say in Jamaica, skin out. That, you know, yeah, skin out the boom boom. That's her. That's her. That's her signature. But she had the crowd hyped because that's what she do.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Dexter Dax, if he had sang another one of his songs, it would have been the highlight of the show.
Okay.
And he had another artist. I think his name is Shin King something. These are new artists too in Jamaica, y'all, honey. Please don't get me started messing their name up and talking about the songs they sing. Again, it was cool, but I think Busta Rhymes at his age, I think he should have brought the old school back, like Be the Man, Shabba. You know, I think he should have did one of that. I think he should have really went old school. See, Mckenna already know the name. She knew the name when I said Shabba. She knew. The place would have been on fire.
From what we understand about the show, it wasn't nothing about it that was old school. So he was probably trying to reach in and capture the semi younger generation because that's what it seemed like. You know,
He was getting a
Lifetime
Lifetime Achievement Award, so he should have brought it right back there.
Poe Bobby Jones out there.
And the old school reggae would have been appropriate for Bobby Jones.
So what was interesting, I was reading some comments, and you know, somebody made the comment about the person twerking in front of Bobby Jones, and somebody was like, well, I don't even understand why gospel people are there anyways. They have their own award show. It's like you don't even remember that the BET Awards used to have different categories, including the gospel segment. I was just like, this is how far removed the culture is from the history of BET. Like before the Stellar Awards, and I forgot the other name of the gospel, all of that was on BET.
Well, wait a
They don't
minute.
realize that.
Uh-oh.
Hip hop got their own award show too on BET, don't they?
And sure do.
They sure do.
The
And
hip
I
hop,
don't
they
watch
sure
it 'cause
do.
that is ratchet. Don't. I be thinking they
And
gonna
maybe,
shoot the
you know what,
TV.
maybe we should tease it all out again. You know, maybe hip hop awards should be one show. BET awards should celebrate all genres of Black excellence and not just focus on the hip hop version. And then, of course, you have your gospel awards. I think it's called Stellar, but don't quote me. I could have that wrong.
Sounds about right.
I think what it is, they're just trying to, the audience, I think they're trying to catch the audience. And
They're trying to catch the dollar. Whoever's spending the money is who they're trying to target. The dollar.
Yeah.
Like we might not spend a whole lot of money on music.
Yeah,
But
that,
you
and I
have-
think that's what it is. But it's just losing what it originally stand for. But listen, before we go, you know, because we came in a little late, so we could probably 5 minutes. But we got to talk about the submarine, y'all.
Do we?
Do we? I went MG on that. I mean,
Don't be doing that over there. Don't be doing
think-
that over there.
I think what's been said has already been said. Like people have said what they've said, and they understand how we feel about this. And if they didn't understand, all they had to do was go to social media because we explained it to them in a way that I hope made sense. Listen, don't look at us as we're unconcerned or dispassionate people, because that's not really who we are. Black and brown people are some of the most caring, empathetic, compassionate, worry about you, will take care of you, will bring you in, feed you. These are the qualities that we just possess from our ancestors. But we don't relate to billionaires and millionaires who use their spending money to go on an excursion that is riddled with dangerous red flags and unsafe protocols. We have no love for that. We can't connect to it. We don't relate to it. So we're not empathetic towards the exercise of spending your money in such a frivolous way and being so arrogant that you disregard rational, regular safety protocols. You lost us. And then you spent $250,000 per person when we just had a whole conversation about what these kids do in the summer. And they out here running in people's backyard because they don't have anywhere to go or anything to do, and hooking up 2 hoses to squirt water way out in the middle of the street. How many camps, daycares, youth programs could $250,000 have funded? So do we have to talk about this? Is there something to add to it? Like, what's to say?
Our condolences to the family.
That's understood. That's part of who we are.
But we can say, though, we do send our condolences to the immigrants that was on the ship that did sink with 700 people. They were able to rescue about maybe 100, I think.
Oh, were they really? I wasn't up to date.
Yeah, there was.
Okay.
Yeah, they probably little under 100 was rescued, but there was a lot of fatality, and they were trying to migrate just for a better life. So definitely, and of course that did not get any media play because they were so concerned about this submarine. So I get it. I mean, seriously, like Mckenna said, there's so much things that they could have done with their spending money, because some people don't even make half of that a year on their salary. So
these folks don't learn. I don't know what's going on, but eat them waters. I don't know what meeting those the sharks and the whales and whoever else, the meetings that they had up under the water. They trying to tell folks, hey, look, this ain't the place for you, Playboy. If you this our house, we need you up out of here. If it not to make light of what happened to the Russian gentleman who was trying to I guess seek asylum from Russia, if I'm not mistaken, who had rescued his father, I think, and his wife. But he ended up, not making it because he got attacked by a shark. But you're seeing a lot of rash of some people doing not so smart things, trying to wrestle and touch sharks. I don't know where they got that from, but not ended up on the good end of it. And then I think I saw a clip too of where like these orcas were like have them run into ships. I think somewhere in Spain or somewhere like that. I mean, sinking ships. So and look, now I don't know what happened, what's going on, but the ocean is telling you, look, I don't know what y'all gonna do, but this ain't for you. I advise you just try to keep it moving, stay away from certain waters, but keep it moving.
I think these people need to go to the metaverse, this alternate reality where they can create this experience and not actually do it. So maybe that's a place for the metaverse, where if you want to simulate what it would feel like to swim with the sharks, let's create something in this metaverse where you can go in and put on your little headset thing and the fancy earbuds and create that experience. And then you can tag somebody in because it's virtual. So, me and you could have this shared experience in this virtual world and leave the actual danger to the metaverse and stay out of these seven wonders of the world. Yes, stay out of these muddy waters because Lord knows.
So did you guys hear that P. Diddy, he's suing the company, is it Diego? I might have the name wrong. Is the liquor company that sponsored Ciroc. He's suing them for discrimination. He said that they only promoted his product in the black neighborhood.
Of course.
They didn't.
I mean,
is that shocking?
I mean, are they going to sell it out there in Martha's Vineyard? I mean, I'm just asking. Where?
It's less Gripe, y'all. I ain't the only one with jokes. I'm just saying. But yeah. And then guess what? And I guess he realized because was it Clooney? He has the Casa Miga.
Is that him?
Tequila.
Is George Clooney Casamigo?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. He making money.
Yes, that's George.
Oh, he making some bread.
Yes, and that's what he's saying. They marketed his product better than his because
because he's George. Because he's George. He's Ocean 11. I mean, he's.
He bit mad. He bit mad. So the liquor company decided to terminate their relationship, and saying that P. Diddy his lawsuit is frivolous and he just talking. But we know for real that they not, because seriously, if you go into a certain neighborhood, you would not be seeing that Ciroc up there like that. It's you see it more in the urban community.
Now, the question I would have about that, because we live in this world of data. What he would have to prove is that however many they're selling in those other neighborhoods. Let's say if you only had, let's say you only had like 30 bottles or something, just as a test run, and you had 30 bottles in our neighborhoods. Now, if in that other neighborhood they're only buying 2 bottles, but in the other neighborhood they're buying 30, I mean, as a company, you have to go where your market is. So if the data says that in these certain areas your product doesn't sell, are you going to use your marketing dollars towards that place or where it sells in abundance? I don't know.
I think his burden of proof, he would have to. It's going to be a hard stretch to, like you said, to prove what he's saying, unless, of course, someone in the company probably like print out an email for
The
the marketing
data.
strategy. You
The
know, it's
data.
like, hey, listen,
hmm
they blackballing you. They only going over here
And I think in
because
order to even have a lawsuit, you have conversations for conversations before, because you don't want to lose money. You don't want to lose money. You don't want to put yourself in a bad light in the media because you have a brand image to maintain. So you want to have enough consultation and confidence in the fact that you have enough sustainable data, evidence, information to at least secure a win or a payout. And so when they terminated the contract, it might add credence to his claim in the beginning. So we'll need to follow this story to see what else happens. Because, I mean, if I have money and I'm losing money, I don't want to spend more money to lose more money. I want to spend the money because the lawyers aren't cheap, because they feel like you have money anyway. So you need a name brand lawyer with a history of winning these kind of litigious situations, that has a track record and who has the PI and the longevity, because some of these cases are going to drag out. And sometimes it's the long race. Who's going to get tired first, or who's going to run out of money first, and who's going to quit first? If I can just say, all right, well, I put this on the docket next year, I still have to pay this lawyer till next year, and then they extend it out another year. So it'll be interesting to see where this lands. And I think that these are conversations that is, we think of P. Diddy as a person who's been in business for over 20 years. So where was he at this table? Where was he in the negotiating stage of this? Because this will be something that would be important to me in the inception of, yes, I want to market it to my people because I want to make the most money, but I want to be a brand that in any circle, they are recognizing that Ciroc is a good product. And it's not just for the urbanites. So let's follow this and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, it brings to the question of like how much input do you have in, your brand of, because I know Jay-Z did kind of somewhat similar, maybe for different reasons. Not too long ago, I think he won his case, but it just screamed like a lot of questions about like what input did you have of like the marketing strategy that this company had, and is your company, Ciroc as a company, are they in charge of marketing? Are you at the meetings, as soon as they shoot a commercial, are you looking at these commercials? Are you trying to think about like the demographics of the places they're putting these ads at, stuff like that? So all that stuff matters. So, I don't know how much input he had into that, and how much different it is, in other places like that. So one of the things that we do know a lot of times is that people sometimes, the marketing strategy for others is different than the marketing strategy that we'd have to do to reach out to other audiences. Because if we like it, we're going to buy it. You don't have to have this grand marketing strategy for us for whatever reason. You just don't. You know what I mean? Like if one rapper mentions it in their song, it's going to go. You know what I mean? No matter whose it is. You know what I mean? And for others, it takes a little bit more marketing, a different type of marketing strategy. So sometimes that happens. So you just got, I would definitely want to know about like, just for personal, like how much input he had on the marketing strategy and just in general. But yeah.
Listening to what you and Mckenna was saying about, she said you got to spend, you got to spend money, and with the lawsuit, so the liquor company said, you're not going to be still selling these liquor and you suing us at the same time. What do you think about that? Dang.
They had a gripe.
That is a big gripe. That's a big one. That is the biggest gripe of the night, y'all.
As long as he owns Ciroc, the name and everything else, he may be all right. He may find another company to kind of get with. Hopefully, he might. Right.
Because it ain't, there's not much of us out there doing that kind of thing. But listen, that sounds like rich people problem to me, don't y'all think? I'm just saying.
These is facts.
But you know what? Next Tuesday is July 4th. Already. Mckenna, you came in late. But where did June go? It was just June 1st last 2 weeks ago.
It disappeared.
It really did.
It disappeared. It is like, I'm not even like July 4th is, It's Thanksgiving and Christmas is what it is.
Yes.
So you
And
might
I
as well.
promise you, I was out a few days ago, and I knew for sure that I saw in the store that they were showing fall clothes. I can't even stay in the summer clothes that I'm in because it's so hot. I'm just saying.
You better wear your little summer outfits that you bought because it's going to be fall clothes here in a minute. So if you didn't get to go to an all-white party last summer because you missed it and you still have a white outfit in your closet, just wear it tomorrow for no reason. I'm just saying, don't save it for the occasion. Wear it for no reason. Don't save it. You around here saving clothes, and then you know what? You can't get into it. You're like, man, I was saving this, and now I can't even squeeze into it. No, thou shalt not save it. Marcus,
Mckenna said that.
MG, you don't understand that. You don't understand what we're saying. Like,
yes, MG, seriously, because us women, what we would do, like, yes, I'm gonna wear that. Oh, all white coming up, or baby, we got this clothes mapped out. Yeah, Mckenna, you said it. Yeah, don't even save it. Just wear it.
Just wear it.
Just wear it.
Be overdressed to brunch. It's fine.
I mean, just like me, I went in the closet the day before the show, and I got my little JQ. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna wear it for the show in the house. Yeah.
Don't save it. There you go.
No, don't save it, because by the time, like she said, by the time you save it, can't fit it. It's out of size, out of season. Yeah, don't save it. But seriously, we gotta. If you procrastinate, what is it that you want to do with your life? You done lost a whole lot of time already. How much more time are you willing to lose? You got to do something, because time waits on no one. You have to live it. Figure it out while you're living it. I'm just saying it. On that note, you're going to have to be safe now. You know, the July 4th, you know, instead of using the firecrackers and all that, they also want to pull out the pistols. Yeah, please don't. It's legal now to buy fireworks and crackers in Georgia. So go buy some.
And we know it's going to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday with the fireworks. So just be prepared to put your headphones on and go to sleep, because the noise is going to be out there. But like Tonia said, be safe, use discretion. You don't have to be the last one in the spot. Go home early, beat the traffic, leave before the fight and the ruckus starts. You know, if you want to be out there on the streets, it's fine. We all like to enjoy life, but just be careful, have a good time, you know, and get home safely. That drinking and driving is not the weekend to do that, because we know that there's going to be safety checks no matter what side of town you live on. The police will be working. They'll be getting their overtime money this weekend. And so click it or ticket, no swerving, you know, take an Uber or a Lyft to get home, but no drinking and driving, because it's just not worth it.
It's not worth it. We definitely want you to arrive home safely or arrive at your destination safely. Too many people are losing life due to someone else selfishness. Oh, I can drive, I'm okay, and you're really not. So just you know, look out for your friends and family. Just be safe. Drive for you and the other driver, because some people are like, oh, I got the right of way, I'm gonna go. No, sometimes it's okay to yield and let somebody else be the fool and let them go. They don't get too far from you anyway. So again, just be safe out there. Don't forget, you got to tune in on Thursday, 8 to 10 for Reasoning Thursday with Mama Acid and Lady D. And then we got the Lady D show on Saturday, 12 to 4. Listen, you like music, and guess what? It ain't just Jamaican music. I mean, she is bad. You got to tune in. You will enjoy it. You can also listen to it on 89.1. Victoria Radio. So again, we do thank you so much for always hanging out with us. We appreciate you guys. We couldn't do it without you guys. You be safe. And anyone that celebrated a birthday in June, because it went so fast, I'm sorry you had a short birthday month. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to all the June babies. And till next week, we see you soon. You take care. This is Tonia saying, peace out.
This is Mckenna saying, be safe.
And this is MG saying, y'all have a great weekend. Be blessed.
Have a good night, everyone.
Recording your ear right now. If you're in your car, if you're at home, if you're on your phone, let's gripe, baby.
Driving home and you're feeling kind of tired. Hey, radio play the same thing every day. So you need a little switch in your life. Traffic got you jammed up every night. Tune in to Powerhouse. Wednesday, 7 to 9, you need to check them out. I promise I ain't trying to hype, but one good listen tonight, it might change your life. So what's the name of the show? When you need something to just ride to on the go, or you might be home, so log on. You can even dial in on your phone. I promise that you're gonna love it. Just try it one time, it'll blow your mind. Now I'ma say it just one more time. Every Wednesday from 7 to 9.
Let's gripe. 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 Let's gripe.
You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean.
Wait the town and tell the people, this station rules the nation.